Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic week of the Shittown Florida Man Power Ranking. I am your host, as always, NCR Network. This is my friend and co host, Anthony Caruso.
Good evening, NCR. Good evening to everyone, or good morning and good afternoon, wherever you are right around the world. Another podcast to do, another celebration of shenanigans, debauchery, and shithousery to get through here tonight.
Oh, and it's been a doozy.
But it has been.
Before we get started, we are going to do something a little bit different. There's been a lot of people out there trying to get donations for the hurricanes and to help the victims of both Helene and Milton. Now, we want to help, but we don't want anybody trying to accuse us of grifting money. So, in the description box of this video, until future notice, there will be two links to the Salvation Army and the Red Cross. They will tell you how you can donate money, resources, or volunteer to help out.
We highly recommend everyone to go to the link that's provided in the descriptions below, give generously, and not only that, but make sure you also find out not only whether they need cash support, but also resources, especially, food, that tinned food, for example, that can be presented over to them. So find out whatever can be done. The links will be provided in the descriptions, and our thoughts and prayers, obviously, with the people of southeastern USA as they get through this very tough time.
Yes, I mean, this way, no money comes through our hands. It goes directly to the charities to help out. If you cannot donate money, they will tell you how you can donate toiletries, how you can donate tinned food, how you can volunteer to help out, and how you can organize to help out in your community to support these people. We take nothing from this. We're not getting paid from this. This is not an advertisement. This is us trying to do a charitable thing for people in need.
So do what you can. Please help those that are in need, and let's show our support to help those that are doing it tough during this, what is clearly a very difficult time.
Indeed. But Anthony, you have an announcement for us.
I do. A little bit more upbeat, as it were. I can confirm that as of today, we have picked up a new sponsor.
Really?
Yes, we are in the process of doing a new ad for them, but I can confirm the name of this new sponsor is Holy Smoke Barbecue.
Holy Smoke Barbecue, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. I am someone who does enjoy cured meats, and indeed barbecue meats as well. What better way to enjoy if it's chorizo, pork ribs, or a big tomahawk steak? What better way to celebrate? What better way to celebrate our beautiful world than by eating a small portion of the animals that graze off it?
And remember, folks, every time you eat a steak, a hippie's hacky sack falls in the gutter.
One thing I can say, we do know what the headline will be. Holy Smoke Barbecue. We are never afraid to show off our meat.
Oh, my.
Indeed. So we'll have an ad for them next week, but they are very excited to be on board.
Let us start our show as we do always. The ceremonial coin toss.
Now, this is the thing. You're on 4 in a row. Are you aiming for 5?
I'm not aiming for 5, but if it happens, it happens.
Make the call.
Going heads.
The coin has been flipped. It's a tails.
No.
Oh, the run has...
Forsake me, Jambu.
The run has come to an end. For the first time in 5 weeks, the shit towns of Australia will be kicking off proceedings. And In 10th place, I'm going to shock everyone, even more so, by confirming that in 10th place, it is not Port Pirie.
Oh, wow.
Instead, we're off to Launceston in Tasmania. A Gronk has been jailed after fleeing cops through a backyard because he had meth in his sock inside a Kinder Surprise egg.
Well, that's a hell of a surprise.
Surprise indeed. A Launceston man who attempted to evade police by scaling backyard fences has been caught with $2,200 worth of drugs stashed inside a Kinder Surprise egg. Benjamin Joseph Hazelwood pled guilty in the Launceston Magistrates Court to charges of resisting arrest and possession of a controlled drug. The court heard that officers approached Hazelwood at an address in Morris Street in Summerhill, where they witnessed him fleeing from a caravan and jumping over the fence into the neighbouring property. Despite being ordered to stop, he jumped 2 more fences before being apprehended. He resisted arrest. A subsequent search revealed a Kinder Surprise egg concealed in his sock, which, upon examination, was found to contain methamphetamines. Wow. I never thought I would see the day where a Kinder Surprise would contain that kind of a surprise.
You know, I buy Kinder eggs here every once in a while for my mom because.
Well, hang on, whoa, hang on. Kinder Surprises are not banned in your state?
No, we can have Kinder Surprise, but we can't have the eggs themselves because the eggs are still banned. What we get is a cheap comparison to what you guys get. We don't get the chocolate covered egg. We get an egg shaped container that has been split with hazelnut cream and a hazelnut and chocolate. And then there's a sealed side that has the toy or the surprise. Now, I sometimes get them for my mom because she likes to collect little tchotchkes, and sometimes they have adorable little animals in there, and we get them for her collection. But yeah, we get the bastardized Kinder eggs, not the good ones.
Oh, my heart breaks for you, honestly. Oh dear. Let's go to Florida man number 10.
Well, let's give the people what they came here for.
I'm Troy McClure, and I'll leave you with what we all came here to see. Hardcore nudity!
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty.
That's right. We're kicking it off with some nudity and sex for Florida man. Florida doctor pleads guilty in sexual battery case, stating it shouldn't affect my license. A Jacksonville doctor who had his license deposed in 2021 pled guilty to a case of battery after a boy alleged he was, well, I can't say the R word, so I will say the infantile struggle snuggled against his will. Amidst the case, this doctor told the court that he would plead guilty, but this shouldn't affect my practice or my license. The Florida Department of Health said that 54-year-old Dr. Kapoor, or Kapoor, I'm sorry, should not have his license, but he wants to appeal it. And, well, because we both love a good public shaming, here's
We're gonna
Dr.
see this.
Kapoor.
Oh, we're gonna see this fine specimen, are we?
Yeah, here's Dr. Kapoor.
Wow.
Dr. Kapoor, Don't take your children to him, folks.
He looks like the kind of person who studied at upstairs university.
You know, perhaps we can give him a tour while he's got all this free time not practicing at Woody's.
Ah, indeed. Woody's will be fired up and ready to go.
Remember, folks, Woody's wood chipper. Don't ask questions about the red paint.
We love a cheap plug, don't we, on this show?
Yes, we do. Number 9.
Let's head to number 9 for the shit towns of Australia. And we head off to Griffith in New South Wales, where cops have found 44 kilograms of weed in a boot of a car that hit a kangaroo. An unlucky kangaroo was the catalyst for an alleged drug bust in southern New South Wales. Police were called to the Sturt Highway, about 25 kilometres west of Darlington Point near Griffith, at about 1 p.m. on Friday after a car hit a roo. Officers on the scene searched the car, where they allegedly found more than 44 kilograms of cannabis leaf in the boot. A 30-year-old man was arrested and charged with drug supply. He appeared in court on Saturday, where he's refused bail to appear in court again yesterday. It wasn't specified how the kangaroo fared in the collision. Now, for those who don't know, Griffith in New South Wales is actually a bit of a hotbed for what some in the Australian Italian community like to call Maria Giovanna. And for those wanting to know a little bit more about that story, you can go check out Underbelly, A Tale of Two Cities, which involves the story of an Italian-Australian drug dealer by the name of Aussie Bob Trimboli, and you'll get to know the full story about Griffith and their love of the wacky tobacco.
The wackiest.
Indeed. Let's go to number 9 for the... Oh, sorry, yes?
Before we go to number 9 for Florida Man, I have to say, I believe that kangaroo is a hero.
Oh,
I think he was
should...
trying to stop him.
I think he was trying to stop him. I think we need to put, at some point, we need to play My Hero from the Foo Fighters for him.
Yeah.
Good man.
There goes my hero. Hopping at one bound.
Let's go to number 9 for Florida Man.
For number 9, it's Florida Woman.
Nice.
Florida woman attacks husband in jealous rage after TV actress resembles his former fling.
Here we go.
Betsy Bunswick attacked her husband after a TV actress resembled a former fling of his from high school. The Coral Springs Police Department responded to a domestic violence call on October 5th at the 500 block of Royal Palm Boulevard, where a verbal altercation between a husband and wife over an alleged infidelity encounter had escalated to a physical assault. Miss Bunswick, age 45, saw her husband watching TV and noticed that an actress on there resembled a former fling. Oh, Florida woman, you are okay. Well, there are some racial undertones to this one.
Oh dear.
Records of the conversation said that the victim was alleged that Bunswick began yelling, "Why did you F a N-word?" which led to an argument between the two and her assaulting him and throwing several items. She began to scratch and attack him all over his body, where, well, the police arrested her and are holding her without bond.
Wow.
I mean,
What are they? Yeah.
This one's a doozy.
What do they say? Don't stick your dick in crazy.
Hey. We all done it. But
Oh,
it's not my fault.
well, one can only hope.
Your turn, my friend. Number 8.
Number 8, and we head to Ballarat in Victoria, where a bungling burglar was not only busted after buying a can of Coke from a vending machine at the scene of a crime that he was involved with, and left it for the cops to scrape his DNA off. I mean, you know, what a smart burglar this guy is. The one I'm going with, though, is a Gronk is facing court for shitting on a woman's lawn and stealing her Collingwood jumper. Now, unfortunately, this story is behind a paywall, but a 50-year-old man who defecated on a front lawn shoves mouthwash and furniture polish down his pants before thieving a Collingwood jumper and a pair of jeans from the Ballarat stores. We do have a name for this specimen. His name is Craig Kemp. He has pled guilty. And all I can say is the only redeeming factor about all of this is that he stole a Collingwood jumper, which, as everyone knows in Australia, isn't worth the receipt that is given to you when you buy the bloody thing.
Well, at least he's trying to keep his mouth minty fresh.
This is true. However, at the same time, why is he going out and trying to make himself appear like Amber Heard? Let me get this right. If you're going to do an Amber Heard, make sure you actually get inside before you defecate. That might be a good way to start. Not doing it on the lawn.
Well, at least it's eco-friendly.
This is true, this actually. I mean, we've had a spate of poo joggers over the last couple of months, but yeah, I don't know what it is, honestly. I mean, we also had a month where seemed like every second story involves some sort of public urination. Now we've got public defecation. Wonderful.
Hey, we're equal opportunity here.
I suppose so. Let's go to number 8 for Florida Man.
Number 8's a kind of a different one, but one I'm kind of excited for and also pissed off about. A Carolina man who is responsible for creating the Righteous Gemstones and Eastbound and Down is creating a new show for HBO Max about Florida Man, where
Jeez.
a South Carolina-based comedy team who were help create the Righteous Gemstones, Eastbound and Down, got inspiration from Florida Man and the Comedy Central show Drunk History, where they will have celebrities reenacting Florida Man stories.
Jeez.
It is all going to be real stories, and I have some of the names of the people who will possibly make appearances on here. Anna
Really?
Faris, Jack Johnson as the narrator, John Grimes, I mean, from Napoleon Dynamite. This will be a doozy, and well, I'm kind of inspired. You know, like I'm happy in one hand because other people can experience Florida Man, but kind of feel like they're trying to steal our show. I mean, I can see them probably coming after us for some litigation, but fuck it, we're different. We're also shit towns.
Indeed. Oh, God, that's just... I don't know how to describe that, honestly. Yeah. Shall we
You
move
better
on?
get some royalties. Yes.
Yeah, I think we should. I absolutely think we should. Let's go to number 7 for the shit towns of Australia, and we head off to Geelong in Victoria. It's another one that's got 2 stories. First off, we've got a drongo who decided to have a shower, a shave, and a nap in a house while he was in the process of robbing it. I mean, that's pretty
One
good.
does.
That's one does. But the story we've got for you is a girl, a 13-year-old girl, has been arrested and expected to be charged over a rather suspicious fire at a school. A 13-year-old girl has been released without charge after police arrested her following a suspicious fire at a school in Geelong overnight. Police believe the blaze started at Northern Bay College on Hendy Street in Corio around 12:15 a.m. Officers arrested the teenager from Bell Post Hill at the scene. Principal Scott Diamond cancelled the classes at the campus today, telling the school community no one on site supervision would be available. The fire caused significant damage to the main building, including campus administration and prep to Year 2 classrooms, according to Diamond. Sadly, initial investigation points to arson. On the advice of emergency services, the Department of Education has confirmed that our Hendy Street campus will remain closed on Tuesday. And in one of the more whimsical comments about it from a witness Ron Verhoof said the blaze spread quickly. My dogs woke me up first, and suddenly I heard this great big crack, he said. Well, thankfully, he didn't see that great big crack. The flames were at least 5-6 meters high. It was that quick. Police took the teenager into custody and interviewed her, but she was released without charge. So, while she hasn't been formally charged yet, it is very possible that she could be in a bit of strife.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I get you might not like going to school, but please don't ruin it for everybody else. Oh, let's now go to number 7 for Florida Man.
Let's keep in the themes of arson here. A former strip club loaned to a arson attempt. How a $100 debt led to a near intentional tragedy. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office arrested a suspect age 33, Carlos Flores, in reports over a $100 loan to help burn down a strip club. And would you like to hear how they got this information?
Oh, go for it.
A vigilante Uber driver.
Nice.
A vigilante Uber driver made a quickly acting to deputies, informed them of a potential dangerous and deadly arson attempt where I'm sorry, it's not the Monroe, it's the Martin County Sheriff's, my apologies. Said a suspect, 33-year-old Carlos, was reported angry over a $100 debt he claims was unpaid by a friend. The debt came from the night out at the strip club where he had loaned the friend $100 for the entertainers. The friend refused to pay him, so he was going to burn down his trailer.
Jeez.
He hired the Uber driver to drive him to his friend's house to burn it down.
Oh, that's outstanding. That is outstanding. First off, well played to the Uber driver in that regards. But
I mean, we've all been there. We've loaned somebody money, they've never paid it back. But I've never gotten that mad where I'm going to, gather all the supplies, load up into a Uber, and be like, yeah, I'm going to burn that fucker's house down. I loaned that motherfucker $1.25 for milk at school when we were 10. He ain't paid it back yet. How old are you? 30. When were you in school? I don't know. It's probably I was like 10. Jeez. But why reveal your plan? I mean, is it like the shitty Texicab Confessions?
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been some dodgy place in Atlanta, correct?
Yeah, it could have been a place like, maybe Pinups,
Hmm.
Peaches.
Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. We move on now to number 6 for the shit towns of Australia. And we head to Wollongong in New South Wales. First off, a drongo has been fined $60,000 after dumping 2,000 used tyres in a national park. That's pretty shit behaviour. But our story is the second one here. A pair of gronks have been charged after allegedly choking a naked man and stealing his weed and harmonica. Wow, the weed is strong in New South Wales this week.
Not only that.
2 men.
I'm Troy McClure, and I'll leave you with what we all came here to see: hardcore nudity.
You just that too, didn't you? Oh, we're gonna get this show cancelled, aren't we?
Fuck it. We'll still do it live.
We're doing it live. 2 men have been denied bail amid allegations. One choked a naked man while the other ransacked his Wollongong bedroom, swiping his weed stash and a harmonica. Now, unfortunately, this story is behind a paywall at the moment, but I think I might be able to. I'm trying to find out anything else on it. No, nothing out there. Although it has turned out that it did happen, more specifically in the suburb of Dapto, which is more famous for its Greyhound track. But geez,
I didn't know John Popper moved to Australia.
I know. I'm shocked. Are you shocked?
I am shocked. I mean, I thought him and Blues Traveler were doing okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, it's not enough that they went and stole. They assaulted him and stole his weed. The harmonica.
That harmonica is an innocent victim.
Hashtag pray for harmonicas.
Indeed.
Oh, indeed. Let's go to number 6 for Florida Man.
Number 6. Florida man flees hospital, steals golf cart, and leads police on wild chase.
Florida Man or Florida Woman? Are we sure it's not Gia?
It is Florida man.
Hence not Gia.
It is not Gia. But
Oh.
a 51-year-old Florida man, Jeffrey Stryker, on October 3rd, fled from the hospital, got into a stolen golf cart, and led the police on a chase where he racked up multiple felony charges, including aggravated assault, burglary, and grand theft auto.
See, that sounds like fun.
Oh, it gets better. According to the Coconut Creek Police Department, records show that there was a call from the West Boca Medical Center where they reported that they had a man in their facility that was under suspicion. And well, when the police arrived, he began to flee from them. He stole a bicycle from a rear patio. Then he stole the golf cart at another location and led them on a police chase. He then attempted to flee on foot after abandoning the golf cart and has been arrested.
He just needed a bit more oomph in the golf cart, didn't he?
Didn't have the power he needed.
No, that's a shame. Because that could be a lot of fun to do police chases in. Yeah. More Grand Theft Auto shenanigans. I love it.
Did you say
Shenanigans. Do, 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 do. Shenanigans. Do, 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 do. Shenanigans. Do, 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 do. That was a nice interlude.
Thank you,
at that
Reginald.
point, wasn't it? Indeed. Thank
Yes,
you very
thank
much,
you,
Reginald. Indeed. We now move on to number 5 for the shit towns of Australia, and we head off to Brisbane in Queensland. A Gronk tries to bash his way through a train window after security catch him wanking in front of passengers. Police charged a 37-year-old man following investigation into multiple alleged willful exposure incidents across Brisbane earlier this year. It occurred across 5 different occasions and locations, especially within the suburb of Indooroopilly. He got caught masturbating on a train. They tried to arrest him. He bashed his way through a door. I believe they managed to catch up with him, but the last thing you want to have to put up with is a man whose dong is just hanging out while he's, jacking it.
just a jacking it?
He's just jacking it. It's been a lot of it this week, hasn't there?
Yeah, man. I mean, something's in the air.
Yeah, something is definitely up in the air, isn't it? We better move on from that, shan't we?
Yes. For the number 5 spot for Florida man, a Florida man's taking shelter from hurricane on top of Walmart roof, arrested for trespassing. A man trying to escape Hurricane Helene's wrath was arrested after seeking shelter on top of a Walmart with a loaded firearm. The Lee County Sheriff's Department arrested a Florida man when he was caught sleeping on top of a Walmart roof with a gun seeking shelter from Hurricane Helene. According to reports, this incident unfolded Saturday, September 28th, where Lee County deputies in Fort Myers responded to Daniel Ray Ruzzo, age 30, on top of a Walmart roof, where the employees called and reported that he was messing around there and trying to build insulation and shelter in an air conditioner unit.
Jesus Christ. It's like that scene. It's like that scene from The Simpsons where Apu is trying to defend his Quickie Mart.
Well, the staff were checking out the air conditioners to make sure they're okay, and they see him building shelter around them, leading them to call the police over a standoff. He was arrested for trespassing, armed trespassing, taken into custody, and was released on a $1,500 bond.
Oh, jeez.
We're trying to do something nice, and then this guy wants to do something shitty.
I know she's not based in Florida, but how nice would it have been to have someone like Judge Manning doing the bond hearing for this guy?
I would have loved Judge Simpson.
Oh, yes.
I wish it was just a little bit north, because then we could have got the epic roasting from Judge Hurley.
Oh my God, how good is he?
Yeah, if you see David Hall in there, tell him he ain't getting out either.
That is one of the best videos I've ever seen. The way he takes down that soft set, it's not only beautiful in the execution, but the soft sits just left utterly confused, and then the slow burn realization that he's just been played by a judge.
That is some Jedi-esque levels there.
Yeah.
Hold on. Am I speaking to the representative, the agent? That was like one of my first videos I ever did on the channel was Judge Hurley roasting that guy.
The sass. Now, for fourth place for the Shit Towns of Australia, we head off to Melbourne. And what you may not know, NCR, is around this time of year, a wonderful thing happens. We start to, well, I mean, in the eyes of the beholder anyway. From early October all the way through to the middle of November, it is Spring Racing Carnival here in Australia, and it's centered around three big race meets, being the WS Cox Plate, the Victoria Derby, the Victoria Derby, the Caulfield Cup, and of course, the race that stops the nation, the Melbourne Cup. Which brings us to our story for this week. A champion racehorse has tested positive for methamphetamine.
Oh dear.
The Spring Carnival has been rocked by confirmation. A race-winning horse has tested positive to methamphetamine. In a statement, Racing Victoria stewards confirmed a prohibited substance was detected in a urine sample taken from, and I love the name of this horse, Just Do It, after it won race 3 at Flemington on August the 3rd. The horse is trained by Luke Oliver, who reportedly received the news early on September while at hospital for the birth of his daughter. Oliver told RaceNet how the meth got into the horse's system in the mystery. We're hoping to get to the bottom of it, but it's been pretty tough on the staff, myself, and the mare's owners. The Racing Victoria statement said the horse tested positive in both samples taken. RASL reported that the urine sample was shown to contain methamphetamine, which is a prohibited substance on race day in accordance with the Australian rules of racing. The Australian Racing Forensic Laboratory also reported it has detected methamphetamine within the reserved portion of the urine sample. Methamphetamine is a nervous system stimulant. There are no reported therapeutic uses for methamphetamine in horses. So, by the way, for those interested in the race, with jockey Craig Williams on board, Just Do It edged the Daniel Stackhouse Red and Streaked Alike to win the race. Alpine Flyer was nearly 2 lengths back. Just Do It has won 5 races from 18 starts. The August Flemington win was the mare's second in succession, having won at a heavy Sandown a fortnight earlier. Now, I just want to specify a couple of things. First off, the trainer in question here, Luke Oliver, currently is not under investigation for drugging the horse because, you know, we believe at the time that he may have been busy with other things. But it should be pointed out that methamphetamine actually has no advantageous purpose for the horse, which then begs the question, why would you feed a horse methamphetamines in the first place?
Well, I have suspicions on something. You know, the trainer was distracted with, the birth of his child, correct?
Yes.
Perhaps, this is just a theory, I can't prove it, but perhaps BSBT went to Australia, said that he was a horse trainer, and gave the horse some horse crank. I mean, I can't prove it, but it's. But he gave the horse some horse. And I've broken my co-host.
Yeah, I think you have. We better move on to the next story.
Number 4 for Florida Man. Florida man gets 25 years in prison for stealing the identity of a Texas man in a coma. Donald Wood pleads guilty to over 20 felony charges of identity theft. Volusia County, Florida, and Daytona Beach man was sentenced to 25 years for the identity theft of a man in Texas who's been in a coma, taking out several loans for vehicles.
This is
This
elaborate.
man, oh yes, this man hacked into the victim's bank account, drained the account, forged documents saying that he owned the house, and went to get tons of loans for vehicles. He had included a fake hospital bill through a fake financial institution for $3,000. He applied for a credit card for the amount of $75,000. Wood was arrested and had, oh, wow. Okay, here's what we got. Organized a scam to defraud over $50,000. Fraudulent use of personal information, 14 counts.
Jeez.
Fraudulent use of personal identification for 3 counts. Tampering, which would be, him using, stealing the credit card information by breaking into the systems, 2 counts, and mortgage fraud. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison, and may he meet the end of Bubba's love stick.
Jeez. Someone's been busy.
He's been a busy boy.
He's been a very, very busy boy. I mean, geez, that's one way to hustle your way into jail, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Very, very big hustle. Time for the medals.
Let's go to your bronze medalist.
Our bronze medalists for the Shithounds of Australia. We head off to Penrith in New South Wales, where a pair of gronks have been shot by police after stealing an MP's car and attempted to drive at officers. 2 men have been shot by police after allegedly driving a stolen car taken from the home of State Labor MP Karen McKeon at officers in an underground car park of a unit complex in Sydney's West. Police were called to Lane Street in Wentworthville. Well, that's not really... Oh, well, we'll carry on from there with Wentworthville, following up reports of a stolen car at 12:10 p.m. earlier today. The white Mercedes-Benz SUV was allegedly stolen from McKeon's home in the early hours of this morning. Police were able to locate the vehicle as the car and a GPS tracker, which was accessed by the owner, who provides officers with the locations. Officers then arrived at the location and entered an underground car park of the unit block where the alleged stolen car was driven towards them. As they walked down the driveway, they found a locked garage door with the car inside. As they opened the garage, the vehicle accelerated towards them. Shots were fired by 3 police, injuring 2 men inside the car. The officers involved included a sergeant and a probationary officer who had been on the job for 6 months. First aid was rendered. Both of them were taken to Westmead Hospital for treatment. It is understood one person sustained serious injuries in the neck, so clearly he probably got it in the neck, and another has sustained serious injuries to the thigh. The officers were not injured. Now, the reason why it's from Penrith is because the MP's home is in Leonay, which is just north of Penrith, and they've ended up in Wentworthville, which is closer to Parramatta. These guys here clearly tried to play Grand Theft Auto, tried to fought the law, and, well, you fought the law, and the law won.
No. Law won.
I fought the law, and the law won.
Oh.
I fought the law, and the law won. Oh,
My bronze medalist kind of hits a little close to home.
yep.
Florida man unalived when disputing over jukebox song turns violent at Mexican restaurant.
Wow.
A Florida man unalived another Florida man in a argument over a jukebox song at a Mexican restaurant in Fort Lauderdale early Monday morning. At approximately 1:30 at I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this restaurant's name because I'm going to just butcher it. And it's a shame because I am Mexican. But they were having an argument over one of the songs being played on the jukebox. The two men had came in together and they began arguing over the song played on the jukebox. And the one said the guy was kind of pissed off. Well, the song in question was Rock Ole. And well, the one Florida man decided he didn't like that song and was pissed and unalived his companion. And the sad thing is, they were good neighbors.
Jeez.
I mean, I know this is a sad story, but I've never heard Rocco Lay. I don't think it's worth getting pissed off enough to pull out a gun and start blasting.
I mean, God, how far back are we going for this one? Honestly, just dear oh dear.
This is from September 25th.
No. I mean the song. It's oh my God. It's a Little Richard song. I think.
Well, the shooter is on the run, and there is a $5,000 reward if anybody can lead to his capture. If you have any information, call Brevard County Crime Stoppers. But Jesus, I mean,
Oh
good
dear,
Molly,
oh dear.
Miss Molly.
Indeed. Better move on to the silver medal, and we've got an absolute doozy of collections here from Adelaide in South Australia. First off, we've got cops failed to catch a tradie who slashed tyres of a speed camera van while the officer was inside. I'm sorry, that gentleman was just, that tradie was just doing his civic duty, vandalising a mobile speed camera. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Some assholes burned down a playground. Yes, they certainly are. But our story is one that honestly is so bad it's almost worthy of a visit to Woody Woodchipper's Emporium. A Gronkess has been charged after allegedly using her mobile phone while drink driving with 6 kids in her car.
Oh dear.
Not only that, she blew 6 times the legal blood alcohol limit.
God damn it, woman.
So, of course, the blood alcohol limit in South Australia is 0.05, which is the same for every other state except for Victoria, where it's 0.08. But so for her to be 6 times the blood alcohol limit meant her blood alcohol level would have been 0.3.
How are you still standing?
How are you still able to realize that you have 6 kids in the back of your car?
That is just wild.
Wow. All right. Let's move on before I blow a head gasket.
Well, Florida woman's at it again. Florida woman who worked for God, charged with unaliving after a GTA style ambush on cops, left one unalived.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
I'm gonna have to get that clip for this. But a 48-year-old Florida woman allegedly shot at 3 deputies, unaliving one of them. She unalived Master Deputy Bradley Michael Link, age 28. He was a. We also had the two other deputies left injured. Sergeant Howard Howell, age 41, and Sanfran Garzano, age 28, were left injured. According to the story, a 911 call was placed saying that somebody was trespassing and was attacking people on private property, making religious remarks to residents. And when the deputy showed up, she made the statement, "Helene is under God's will," and began to shoot at the deputies. Yeah. I want to throw this bitch in the wood chipper personally.
Geez, that is very, very worthy. If that's your silver medal, I am a little bit worried about what your gold medal is going to be, because that is almost that. I think that's almost my nomination for the golden turd.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, we move on to our gold medalists for the Shit Towns of Australia Power Rankings for the week ending the 13th of October 2024. And we're back in Sydney in New South Wales, which means we've just had another shocking listing here at the moment. There was no Townsville.
My heart is breaking.
But you are going to love the stories that have you're going to love the stories that have come out of Sydney. First off, a doctor has been banned from practicing after he wanked off an STI patient.
What?
He had his license to practice medicine removed after he was found guilty of jerking off an STI patient.
Okay.
I'm not aware that he needed a sample like that. But our main focus is the other story. Qantas streams an R-rated movie to the entire plane on a flight from Sydney to Tokyo.
How is that bad?
Qantas Airways ended up playing an R-rated movie named Daddy-O due to a malfunction in the system of the entertainment while the flight from Sydney to Tokyo was delayed, reported Sky News. Qantas crew members were left with a limited collection of movies while they consulted with the passengers about the film they wanted to be played. According to Sky News, Daddy-O was a film which was played after consulting with the passengers. However, soon it turned out to be an R-rated drama featuring graphic language, explicit sexual content, and hardcore nudity, which was undoubtedly not suitable for many of the passengers on board, which include families and kids. Sky News noted that passengers shared the feeling of discomfort on their social media handles when they mentioned that they had to make their child's view blocked at the screen during the movie screening. Reports also disclosed that audible gasps of shock were being heard throughout the cabin, which made the families really uncomfortable. Qantas Airways crew cabins, just right after the realisation of the inappropriateness of the film, tried fixing individual screens for the passengers who did not wish to watch the film, though this was not unfortunately feasible. Sky News noted that the crew members soon switched the film to a family-friendly one, which was Inside Out 2 for the rest of the journey. Qantas Airways spokesperson issued an apology to the passengers on behalf of the airline, adding there will be a thorough review into how the film was selected for screening.
Well, they've got to learn sooner or later.
I mean, just to clarify, in Australia, an R-rated movie of that nature does not actually contain explicit sex. There is hardcore nudity and a lot of implied sex, but nothing full frontal with regards to it. Having said that, though, on a Qantas flight, yeah. Really, this has been the week for hardcore nudity, hasn't it?
It has. And guess what?
You've got more?
I've got my gold medalist involving nudity.
that clip just rings true the entire episode, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's have it.
Naked Florida man threatens black man with gun while hurling racial slurs, says police.
Let's hear it.
Brandon Nolbert, age 62, is in jail for hate crime charges after he threatened a black man with a gun after an encounter. He was on the property calling racial slurs during the said event. At 8 p.m., an arrest warrant was issued for, well, Brian, age 62, where he was naked at home in his house, brandishing a firearm. A witness heard a man say, "Get off my property, N-word." The victim told police that Nolbert told him to get off my property, you black. The victim said he heard a click click, noticing that Nolbert had brandished a firearm. The man was in fear of being shot by Brian and rang police. Detectives say when they came to the house, they found that Nolbert was on his property. Was not on his property. In fact, he was in the roadway naked with the gun. The police thought this was a unaliving by cop, and the police were coming to have a gun battle. He is now in jail facing charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, committing a third-degree felony with evidence of a projectile, meaning he had something he was willing to throw besides the gun, hate crime charges, and is being held on a $10,000 bond.
$10,000 bond for all of that.
What can I say? It's Florida.
Oh, I would have thought at least another zero into that.
You would think that.
Indeed.
But,
and all
but it's
this
Florida.
while his Johnson was just hanging out there for everyone to see.
There were no reports of his Johnson, but I'm willing to bet it was
Nothing impressive.
Yeah, nothing to write home about.
Yeah, indeed. Wow.
Well, it's been a wild week.
It has been. I mean, it's a shame that the captain couldn't join us here tonight. He would have enjoyed the nudity tonight.
Oh yes, he will be joining us soon. And well, this has been a week.
Indeed.
Let's call it in, folks. I am NCR News Network.
I'm Anthony Caruso.
Be well, be safe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.